met her at a coffee shop off 3rd Street. I was just grabbing a late-night espresso. She was sitting in the corner booth, flipping through a notebook with the kind of intensity you don't interrupt. But I did. I asked if I could sit. She said no. 10 minutes later, she asked me to watch her stuff. That was the beginning. Her name was Claire. She had a voice like a jazz record, and this nervous laugh that made you feel like you were the only one who heard it. We talked about books, music, bad dates. I told her I used to write songs. She told me she used to dance ballet. We were both used to giving up dreams. That's what made it easy. We exchanged numbers. Not in a flirty way. It was casual. But when I walked out of that coffee shop, my chest felt different. Like something clicked into place. I didn't know then what was coming. The beautiful, the brutal. But if I could go back, I'd sit in that booth again, even knowing how it all ends. Part 2. The first time I texted Claire, it took her 3 hours to respond. I stared at my phone for all 3. She finally wrote, "Sorry, lost in my world again. Coffee?" We met up that same evening. Different coffee shop, different vibe. She wore a hoodie 3 sizes too big and no makeup. She looked tired, real. I liked that. That night, we talked about fear. She said she was scared of being too much. I said I was scared of not being enough. We laughed like it was funny. But it wasn't. I didn't kiss her that night. I didn't even try. There was this invisible line between us, like if I moved too fast, she'd disappear. And I wanted her to stay. We started texting daily. Not paragraphs, just thoughts, half-formed ideas. Sometimes she'd send me a photo of her window view with no context. And somehow, I always got it. We weren't dating, but we weren't just friends. We were in that space, dangerous and beautiful, where everything matters but nothing's official. Part 3. One night, I got a text from her at 2:13 a.m. "Can I come over?" My heart almost jumped out of my chest. I said yes. She showed up wearing rain-soaked jeans and a look in her eyes I hadn't seen before. Raw, tired, like something had snapped. She didn't say much, just sat on the edge of my bed, hugging her knees. I offered her a hoodie and a warm drink. She took both. After a while, she whispered, "Sometimes I don't know if I'm real to anyone." I didn't have the right words, so I just held her. And for a moment, the world shrunk to just us. That night, she fell asleep in my arms. Not in a romantic way, in a please don't let me fall apart way. The next morning, she was gone before I woke up. But on the table was a note. "Thanks for letting me be invisible and still seen." That's when I knew. I wasn't just falling for her. I was already in deep. Part 4. Claire didn't talk about her past, but it lived in her like a ghost. Sometimes we'd be watching a movie, and something small, a line, a sound, would pull her away. I didn't press. I figured she'd open up when she was ready. I was wrong. We had our first real argument after 2 months. I asked her why she kept dodging plans. She said, "Don't turn me into your schedule." That hit hard, because I wasn't trying to trap her. I just wanted to matter. She ghosted me for 3 days, then texted, "Sorry, I freaked. Not your fault." When we finally met again, she cried. Not loud, just tears rolling down while she stared out my window. "I want this," she said, "but I don't know how to not run." I told her, "Just walk. I'll walk too." And for a while we did. Together. Part 5. We started spending weekends together. Grocery shopping, late night drives, watching dumb YouTube videos. She'd hum songs she used to dance to. I'd write little melodies for her. We built something slow, delicate. But the closer we got, the more I noticed her walls. Invisible, but real. She'd never let me see her cry again. Never let me meet her family. I told myself to be patient. But part of me wondered, was I the one being avoided or just standing in the shadow of someone before me? Still, I loved her. The way she'd tap rhythms on her thigh when nervous. The way she'd say my name when she was half asleep. Love isn't always loud. Sometimes it's in the quiet moments, the silence that feels safe. But silence can also hide things. Big things. Things I wasn't ready to hear. Part 6. It was a Tuesday when I found out. She left her phone on my couch while she was in the shower. A message popped up. He called again. You okay? I didn't want to snoop, but my stomach dropped. He? Who was he? She came back out, towel on her head, acting like nothing happened. I asked. Her face changed. That mask, the one she wore when she was scared, slipped on in an instant. It's nothing, she said. But it wasn't. Eventually, she told me. There was an ex. Toxic. Controlling. The kind that leaves bruises you can't see. He still called sometimes. Still tried to check in. She never answered, but she never blocked him either. I didn't know what to say. Anger burned in me, but not at her. At what someone did to her. I asked, do you want me here really? She said, you're the only safe place I've got. And for a moment, that was enough. Part 7. Fall came, and with it our first real vacation. Nothing fancy, just a cabin upstate. No Wi-Fi, no distractions. She was different there. Lighter, like the city didn't follow her into the woods. We built fires, cooked together, shared childhood stories. I saw her smile more in 3 days than in the last 3 months. One night, we lay on a blanket under the stars. She whispered, promise me something. If I ever run, come find me. I didn't know how to answer that. Was love supposed to come with a chase? I said yes, because I didn't want to lose her. But part of me knew. Some people don't want to be caught. They just want to know someone would try. Part 8. Back in the city, reality returned fast. The apartment felt colder. She was quieter. I asked her what was wrong. She said, everything feels temporary again. She started sleeping less, talking less. I'd find her staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. I offered help, therapy, time off, anything. She pushed back. I'm not broken, just tired. I started to feel helpless, like I was loving someone through a wall. Then one night, she didn't come home. No text, no answer, just silence. I walked the streets like a madman, calling her name in alleyways she'd never been. At 5:17 a.m., I got a message. I'm safe. I just needed air. And just like that, the part of me that trusted her started to crack. Part 9. She came back the next day, looking like a storm had passed through her soul. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just asked, why? She said, because I don't know how to be loved without destroying something. That hurt more than if she'd cheated. We sat in silence for an hour. Then I told her, I can't keep holding us up alone. She nodded, but didn't promise anything. That night we slept on opposite sides of the bed. The space between us felt louder than any fight. Sometimes love isn't enough. Sometimes it's the fear of losing yourself that wins. Part 10. We lasted another month, holding on by threads. We still did the things, dinners, movies, small laughs, but the magic was gone, replaced by tension, careful words. Then on a Thursday, she sat me down. No tears, just truth. I love you, but I don't know how to stay without hurting you, I asked. Then why did you make me fall? She said, because you made me feel like I could fly. We didn't fight. No slammed doors, just a long hug, a kiss on the forehead, and then silence. She left a box of my things at the door the next day. No note, just finality. And just like that, she was gone. Part 11. The days after felt surreal, like living in a life that wasn't mine anymore. I kept looking at my phone, expecting a message, something, but she stayed silent. Friends asked what happened. I said she had to leave. They didn't get it. I didn't either. I stopped writing music, stopped going out. Then one night, I found a voice memo from her. It was dated 2 days before she left. In it, she said, "If you're listening to this, I'm sorry. Not because I left, but because I wasn't ready to stay." Her voice cracked at the end, and so did I. Part 12, time passed. I started to heal, slowly. I went back to the places we loved, alone this time, reclaiming them. Sometimes I'd see someone with her walk, her laugh. My heart would skip, then crash. One evening I wrote a song about her. It wasn't angry, just honest. I posted it online, didn't think much. A week later, I got a message from her. "I heard your song. I cried. Thank you for not making me the villain." That was the first message in 92 days. Part 13. We started messaging again. Light, safe, no promises, no I miss yous, just recognition that we once meant something real. She told me she was in therapy, working on herself. I told her I was doing better too, more grounded. One day she wrote, "I'm proud of us." I didn't know if us still meant anything, but I replied, "Me too." Some loves don't come back, they just become part of you. Part 14. I dated someone else briefly. Nice girl, sweet, but every time she'd laugh, I'd hear Claire. Every time she'd cry, I'd remember how Claire wouldn't. It wasn't fair to her. I ended it. You can move on, but echoes linger. Part 15. 1 year passed. I ran into Claire at a bookstore. She looked lighter, healthier. We hugged. No awkwardness, just warmth. We talked for 2 hours in the cafe next door. She told me about a dance class she was taking. I told her about the music I was making again. It felt easy. At the end, she asked, "Can I send you something?" I nodded. That night, she sent me a video of her dancing to my song. Part 16. Watching her move again broke something open in me. It wasn't longing. It wasn't regret. It was peace. She looked free. And I realized, maybe that's what love really is. Wanting someone to be whole, even if you're not in the picture. Part 17. We stayed in touch. Messages every few weeks. Supportive. Friendly. She came to one of my shows, stood in the back, smiled the whole time. Afterwards, she hugged me and said, "You're becoming who you were meant to be." I wanted to say the same to her, but I didn't need to. She already knew. Part 18. Sometimes we still meet up, grab coffee, talk like old friends. There's no spark now, no tension, just history. Shared, cherished, and released. She's dating someone. I'm happy for her, and I mean it. Part 19, I wrote another song called What We Had. It's not a love song, it's a memory of a girl who taught me to feel, to fall, to forgive. She hasn't heard it yet. Maybe someday, or maybe it's just for me. Part 20, people ask if I still love her. The truth? In a way, yes. But love changes, it softens, it lets go. Claire was a chapter, not the whole story. And that chapter, it mattered. What we had was real, and now, so is what comes next. Nazva, What We Had, Opus, a 20-part emotional relationship story from the first spark to the final goodbye. Dive into a cinematic, heartfelt journey of love, heartbreak, healing, and growth, all in one unforgettable ride. Tegi, Relationship Story, YouTube series, Love and Loss, Healing Journey, Emotional Storytime, Breakup to Healing, Romantic Drama, Claire and Me, Heartbreak Recovery, Modern Love.